You don't have a people problem, you have a focus problem. You're spending way too much time chasing attention, validation, relationships, approval, instead of building a life that naturally attracts those things. And nobody tells you this early enough. Stop chasing people in your 20s because the more you chase, the less respect you get. The more available you are, the less valuable you seem. And the more you center your life around other people, the less control you have over your own direction. You don't need to chase, you need to build. Most guys in their 20s are stuck in this same exact cycle. You check your phone constantly, you wait on replies, you're overthinking conversations, you're trying to keep someone interested, trying not to mess it up. And without realizing it, that becomes their main focus. Not their goals, not their future, not their growth, just people. Now, if you're checking your phone more than you're checking your progress, you're already losing because your attention is going to the wrong place. And whatever you give your attention to, that's what grows. Here's what most people avoid. They chasing people feels productive. It feels like you're doing something, but it's actually one of the biggest distractions that you could have in your 20s because it replaces real progress with emotional highs and lows. One day you feel good, next day you feel off, all based on how someone else is responding to you. That's not stability, that's dependency. If your mood depends on how someone texts you, you don't have control over your life, they do. And that is a very dangerous place to be. And look, this isn't about becoming cold or not caring about people. It's about just understanding your priorities. Your 20s are the foundation for everything you do, your habits, your discipline, income, confidence. And most guys waste that time trying to get attention instead of building something worth paying attention to. You don't need to be more interesting. You don't need to become more valuable because when you're focused, improving, building your own life, people are going to notice and gravitate to that. And then you don't have to chase anything. And look, I've been there too, checking my phone, rereading messages, thinking about what to say next. All of that energy going into something that, long term, it's not actually moving my life forward. And once you see that, it's hard to unsee. You realize how much time gets wasted on things that don't really matter. Just think about how much time you've spent worried about people who aren't even in your life anymore. Hours, days, maybe months. And none of that mattered in the long run. But the time, that's gone and you can never get that back. The shift happens when you stop asking yourself, how do I keep them interested? And start asking, what am I building right now? What am I doing right now? Because those are two completely different mindsets. One keeps you stuck, the other moves your life forward. The moment that you stop chasing people, you start chasing progress, and progress actually compounds, whereas attention doesn't. Now, here's something that nobody wants to hear. If you're constantly chasing someone, they already know, and it's going to lower your value instantly. Not because they're better than you, but because you've made them the center of your focus, and people could feel that. The fastest way to lose respect is to make someone else your priority while you're still an option to them, and that imbalance never works in your favor. So instead of chasing people, you need to get comfortable doing your own thing, working alone, building alone, improving without validation, because that's where real confidence comes from, not from the attention, but from the progress that you're building in your own life. And if you need that constant attention to feel good, you'll always be dependent to other people. But if you build your life to the point where you're proud of it, then you don't need validation because you already have it internally. And the crazy part is that once you stop chasing everything, everything's going to flip in your life. You become less available, you're more focused, you're more grounded. And ironically, that's when people actually start paying attention to you, not because you're trying harder, but because you stop trying to force it. Some things you just can't force in your life because the less that you chase, the more that things come to you because you're not desperate for attention anymore. You're just focused on your own direction, and that changes how people see you. At the end of the day, your 20s aren't about locking in every relationship or having everything figured out socially. It's just about building yourself, your skills, your discipline, direction, and your standards. Because once those things are in place, everything else becomes easier. And your 20s, again, are not for chasing people. They're for building a life that people want to be a part of. And that's the biggest difference. Once you understand that, everything changes. If you're to take away one thing from this video, let it be this. Stop putting your energy into people who haven't earned that level of focus. Put it into yourself because that's the only investment that actually pays off in the long term. I hope you guys learned from something for this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and we'll catch you on the next one.